This podcast is created for farmers and powered by Pioneer Agronomy to bring you agronomic insights and proven solutions to fuel forward-thinking farming.
You know, as we approach mid-April, tax day here coming up this week, what should we be keeping in mind looking forward as fields get to drying back out, Dan?
I think one of the big things is just making sure that those field conditions are actually fit for whatever the operation is that we're doing, whether it's tillage or planting. We want to avoid creating any compaction and give that developing seed the best environment it has to develop a good root system. You know, like you said, it's still only the middle of April. We can cover a lot of acres in a day or in a week. I think sometimes guys, they get in a rush and they go out and they get into that first field that's almost ready and they push, and then we develop sidewall compaction there, and then, hey, you're done with that one and it's on to the next one. And well, it wasn't quite ready the day before, so you give it another day and then it's still just a bit wet, and you continue that vicious cycle where if we just would have waited 1 or 2 more days for conditions to get right, we could have avoided some potential issues later on in the summer.
Very good. What's on your radar the coming week to 10 days, Jason?
Yep, I would agree with what Dan was saying there too, not to push things. But I guess just to add on that, back here around home, you know, I saw a lot of anhydrous going on and a lot of burn down taking place this past week, but I think there's still quite a bit of burn down that needs to happen. You know, there's a handful of fields right here that are getting pretty thick with some of the winter annuals. And, you know, the sooner we can get on there, once conditions are fit to get those burned off, that will help those soils dry out a little bit faster. So that's probably one of the big things that I'm seeing around here that still needs to take place.
Yeah. And I see that as well. And to quote the agronomist to your north, Eric Miller, that's going to be tough for even the best ground pounder to deal with up there. So
Ben, I have a quick thought on what Jason was sharing about the winter annuals. You know, when in my area, my concern when I see, you know, the chickweed and the henbit and some of those other things that are kind of flushing up this time of year is that those are great hosts for soybean cyst nematodes. You know, kind of creates that green bridge over the winter. And so if we don't take care of cleaning those up prior to, you know, the winter setting in, that's a great way for us to not be able to break that pest cycle. So just something to be cognizant of, especially up my where we really fight SCN. Then, you know, as we got that flush of green growth, that's taking up nutrients from our soil, particularly nitrogen. So just making for some more challenging conditions for a great start to spring.
Right. Yeah. And I think that SCN is one of those things that there are a lot more issues with it than people actually realize. If you look at internal sampling, if you look at produced sampling, there are a lot more potentially economically damaging populations across the state, and a lot more resistance than I think that the bulk of the industry really realizes. So that's a good call out, Carl.
Thank you for listening to this episode from the Pioneer Agronomy team. Be sure to visit pioneer.com/podcasts to access additional episodes and learn more about our extensive on-farm data and innovative digital tools that are fueling forward-thinking farming.